Okay. Let me just start by one more time thanking the people at Florida Citrus Sports and the people of Russell Athletics, Steve Hogan and his staff. It has been a tremendous experience to be down here for the bowl game, and they have done a top-flight, top-notch job. Every second that we've been down here, up to it, and including the operation during the game. So I can't thank them enough for providing that experience for us and our fan base and my players. The city of Orlando has been a tremendous host this week, and we certainly appreciate all the things that they have done for us while we've been down here. This game, two tremendous defensive performances, and certainly one of the better defensive performances that I've witnessed from our Rutgers players this season, or in my career at Rutgers. And it's a shame that unfortunately we came out on the wrong side of the game and squandered that type of performance in the result. I'm really proud of how hard this football team played this year. I certainly want to congratulate Coach Beaver and his staff and their program. They did a tremendous job this evening coming back and winning that football game. And really, when two defenses play like that, the team that makes one more play ends up winning the game. And that's really what they did. They were able to just make one more play on offense than we were. And unfortunately, we come out on the losing side of it. With that, I would open it for questions.
All right, once again, if you could please find a microphone and you can ask questions of either participant.
Khaseem, can you tell us what happened on the touchdown, the early recovery there on the second play of the game?
I think it was a bad snap or a low snap, and the ball, it squirmed out. And I saw it, so I just ran to the ball. He tried to pick it up, and I think I tackled him, but I missed him, and then Khalil tackled him, and the ball came out, and I saw it, and I just picked it up.
Kyle, I know you talked about the defenses, but given a month for this, could you have ever envisioned not scoring an offensive touchdown?
Very disappointing. Certainly, I try not to predict the way games go, and as you know, I've always said, when you can think a game maybe a certain way, and all of a sudden you're in it, and it turns out to be completely opposite. But with two defenses like this, you certainly could have predicted a low-scoring game. Would I have predicted that we wouldn't score an offensive touchdown? No, I wouldn't have done that. I'm disappointed. We just no consistency of drives, and really the difference for them was, the difference for us scoring a touchdown was really recovering a fumble in the end zone, and for them scoring a touchdown was a turnover that gives them great field position. Those are really the two things that lead to the touchdowns. And unfortunately for us, we just couldn't make one more play. But they're certainly disappointed in the consistency of the offense. We just weren't able to get a drive, during the game.
Andrew?
Kyle, was it something Virginia Tech was doing defensively to kind of fluster Gary, or just did he not have his best game today?
Oh, I don't know that it was something that unique that they did. I think they played an excellent game on defense. I don't think we did a great job protecting Gary today. Even some of the plays that weren't sacks, there were some pressures, and I think it's hard for a quarterback to sit in there and set his feet every time if he's not sure if he's going to be protected or not. And I think when we look at the film, we're going to see opportunities at every position. I think there's going to be some throws Gary'd like to have back. I think there's going to be some catches or some drops that the receivers would think could be catches, and there's certainly going to be some issues in protection that we would have liked to handle a little bit better, whether it was the line, the tight ends or the running backs. But I think it's always the first thing you see is the quarterback. But I think when we evaluate the film, we're going to see some issues in a lot of different positions.
Kyle, to your right. With the quarterback and Gary, I know it's all 11 on the field. Was there any thought of going with Chase for a series or two? And can you talk about the thought process of not going with him?
There's really no thought process different than any other game. Gary's our starting quarterback, and he's the guy that we have that has earned that job and has earned the right to be in the game. And certainly nothing I saw from him made me feel like that I should make any change.
Kyle, was there some sort of an incident between the Tech players and your sideline at halftime, and what did you see at that point?
No, I don't think there was anything. I think football games are emotional, and sometimes sometimes things happen, but I don't think that was anything out of the ordinary or anything over the top. I thought the officials did an excellent job of handling the game.
Kyle, in retrospect, the decision to stick with Borghese, are you rethinking that? Do you ever second guess yourself with stuff like that? Because obviously you got a choice with Federico and Nick, and you decided to go with Nick.
I never second guessed those decisions because I thought Nick hit the ball well, and unfortunately he didn't make the kick, and it ends up being a physical mistake. But players make physical mistakes throughout the game. Those things happen. It was nothing. It was no lack of preparation. There was no mental error involved. And I did see Nick hit a kick from a little further than that one. As I was coming out after halftime, he was warming up and he hit one from pretty good distance. So I felt like his leg had the distance. He just didn't make it. But no regrets at all. I thought Nick was ready to go today, and unfortunately, he didn't hit it as well as he'd like to.
Khaseem, in the back. Straight back. Did you feel that to play such an excellent game defensively, keep Virginia Tech bottled up almost the entire game and still let things slip away? Is that frustrating? And for you, coach, do you feel this is a game of some lost opportunities?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating just because of the type of competitor that I am, that this defense is, and just this team in general. We go out every day to compete. We go out every day to win. So it's a little frustrating, but it's just something that we got to learn from. The guys coming back next year, I'm sure that they're going to learn from this and move forward from this. And who knows? This could be a teaching point, and this could be the point that gets us over the hump. So it's frustrating because we're all competitors, but at the end of the day, we hang our heads, we keep our heads high, and we get better from this.
Kyle, just to follow up on the question about Gary, he was 17 for 40, 130 yards. I mean, is there a point where you just try something different to see if it gives your team a spark in a game like this?
I don't believe in just throwing things against the wall to see if they work. Gary's our starting quarterback. Gary's the one that takes the starters' reps during the week, in preparation. And as we get in the game, we have to trust that his experiences and our coaching are going to make him a little bit better throughout the game. Now that didn't happen today, unfortunately. And certainly there's a lot of reasons for that. Some are Gary, and some are the offensive line, and some are the running backs, and some are the receivers. And there's blame everywhere. But the quarterback is out there. That's part of the job. That's how it goes. When you're the starting quarterback, you're the first reason they see for success, and you're the first reason they see for failure. And again, that goes with the territory. But to me, when you invest the reps and the preparation in a starting quarterback, you have to believe that as he goes through the game, he's going to get better. More often than not, I feel Gary did that this year. I don't know that happened tonight. I really have to. I think we all have to examine the film and see it.
Kyle, did you front left? Did you get a feel right from the outset of the game that Virginia Tech's defensive scheme was to bottle up the run and make Gary beat them?
Well, I don't know that was anything unique to Rutgers. I think when you watch them play defense throughout the year, they commit a lot of people to stopping the run, and certainly that was something we know. But we're going to make our attempts to run the football, and we didn't do that as well as we would like today. And unfortunately, it really wasn't a matter of having positive runs. We just had too many negative runs, and that really kept us off schedule. And second and 12s are hard. They're hard to convert. And so that again, was that their thought process to stop the run first? I think it is, but I don't think that's anything different than any other game they played this year.
Kyle, you had a chance to make history tonight, 10-win season in the bowl winning streak. Is the season bittersweet?
If you're asking me to evaluate the season, to me, the season as a whole had a tremendous amount of success, and we're disappointed that we didn't win the bowl game. I think that's what I would say. To win a share of the Big East title for the first time in the history of our school, that's a tremendous accomplishment. And I think that's the accomplishment that this senior class is going to be defined by. I don't think they're going to be defined by tonight. I struggle to remember a senior class that did something nobody else did with a loss because it happened to be the last game or in the bowl game. But I don't know. Use expressions like bittersweet. To me, that there's a lot of, when we look back on the season in its entirety, there's a lot of successes in this season, and certainly one unique one. And we're disappointed that we didn't win the bowl game tonight.
Kyle, how much responsibility do you put on your receivers to sort of bail out Gary Nova, and how would you assess how they did that tonight? There's
no responsibility to bail anybody out. there's expectations of performance. And our expectations of performance are very high, and I think we met them tonight on defense. I don't know that we met them tonight on offense.
Coach Flood, what improvements do you think that you can make moving forward, both offensively and defensively?
I think that's a question that's going to have to be answered in the spring, and I'm not trying to avoid it, but college football is so much different than professional football because every year your team is different. When this guy sitting to my left here, he's not going to wear that jersey in a game anymore. He'll be wearing it on the sidelines as a spectator. When he leaves your defense, you don't replace somebody like him. You don't replace somebody like Steve Barnes. Other people play those positions, but you don't replace who they are. Your defense changes. It becomes different, and that's really every position in college football as players graduate.
Kyle, are you confident in Gary as your starting quarterback headed into the spring, or are you going to open up competition?
I'm confident Gary's our starting quarterback.
Kyle, to your right. Updates on Jamison and Harrison. What do you know?
Mark, we're checking out. We sent him for some X-rays just to see how, if he's okay. We should have some word back here in a couple minutes. So I'll hold back comment. It's nothing too serious, but I'll hold comment until we get him back. Juwan's gonna be fine. He really was not capable of returning to the game, but it's nothing that shouldn't be healthy in a couple weeks.
One last question for Rutgers.
Khaseem, can you just kind of reflect on your career and all that you've accomplished in your last game here?
It was fun. I definitely enjoyed, playing with my teammates for these last 5 years. It taught me a lot of lessons, and just to have a guy like Coach Flood come in and impact us the way he did this year, and take a program that nobody at the beginning of the season nobody thought would be good because of the new coach and Shiano leaving and you name it. To see him do what he did and groom us into the men that we are today, it was just awesome. I'm disappointed about the win, but the loss. I'm sorry, but I'm excited and I'm happy about the whole season and overall. I'm definitely glad and thankful that I returned. Blessed to make it out this game healthy, and just looking forward to watching these guys play and getting ready.